All right. Who's here? Because I'm going to give you all a few minutes to get in. It is 4:56. So I'm a little early, but I'm going to wait for you guys. I'm going to set myself up here. Tuck on my pearls. And hey, Brenda. I took a nice long walk. And I'm going to wait for a couple of people to get in. Hopefully we get more than, I don't mind talking to you, but I'd like to talk to everybody. So there's two. Who's the second person who's in? I got these great. All right, Shannon, you're here too. Sharon, we're on a delay here. So we have 3 people now. I'm reading these little, they're called Las Anas de, I'm not pronouncing this right. Las Anas de Flavorin. They're rose. They're little pellets. And they're delicious. Absolutely delicious. They come in little tiny pellets. And they taste like rose petals. If you're interested, you can message me afterwards. I got them on Amazon. 1 is all you need. It's like a rose mint. So at least I can talk. Yeah, it got cold here. Now all of a sudden the weather's changing. It's getting cold here too. It was beautiful this afternoon. So it was definitely beautiful this afternoon. Unfortunately, and Glenda's here. And Giddy is here. So it was beautiful this afternoon. Now it looks like it's going to rain. So I went out and took a walk while the sun was up. It was good to get out because I'm getting like cabin fever. So today we're going to talk about Palo Santo, which is one of my favorite. And I got a bunch of stuff to show you. And I'm going to move things over so I can look at them. And while we got enough at this point, I think we're going to start. Glenda tells me it's sunny there. Where's here? Glenda, where do you live? This is New Jersey, and it got very cloudy. So it was gorgeous this afternoon. 9 more. So, okay, so you know what? There's enough of us here, so we can start. Okay, we're going to talk about Palo Santo. I got some things to show you. Palo Santo is a very mystical tree that grows on the coast of South America and is actually related to frankincense. It comes from the same species as frankincense, well, the same plant material as frankincense. So it comes from the Berseia family. So it's the same family as frankincense. I have no idea why they put it in the same, because I'm just assuming the reason is because it doesn't produce resin, but the resin that comes out of it is extremely expensive and extremely hard to get. What's interesting about it is the Spanish called it Holywood because it is very, very spiritual. And it's actually part of the citrus family and has sweet notes of pine, mint, and lemon. And you can actually smell the lemon in it. And it does have D-limonene in it too. So that's part of the chemical that's in it is the lemon. A lot of people have asked me about Palo Santo because it is said that it's endangered. Palo Santo, because it grows in South America, it grows in different parts of South America. Where it's endangered is every place but Ecuador and Peru. And it's not the same tree. The tree that's actually endangered is a species called, now let's see if I get this right, Bonacia samarento. That's the one that's endangered. The one that's not endangered is Bursea gravinolis. That one is not endangered. So when a lot of people say that I don't want to use it because it's endangered, you just got to make sure that when you purchase it, you're purchasing the right one. They're totally two different species, and they grow in two totally different parts of South America. So you got, at that, you again have to be very careful where you get it from. The Bonacia samarento tree is dark and reddish, very similar to mahogany. And the Bursea gravinolis is yellow and tan, similar to pine, and sometimes it has streaks of gray or brown in the tree. So that's basically how you can tell the difference between them. What's very interesting about this tree is, number one, the tree needs to be dead before they actually cut the tree up to be used for incense or aromatherapy, especially essential oils. Hold that thought a second. You're making too much noise. I can't hear. Sorry about that. Husband's on the phone and I can't hear. As I was saying, the tree has to be dead. And to get the essential oil out of it, the tree has to be dead. So they wait when the tree is dead. They actually wait some time to release the essential oil and to release the essence from the tree, which is very interesting. So the tree itself, why they call it Holywood, is because they put it very similar to sage and cedar. Sage, as you know, is used for purifying. And what the people in Ecuador and Peru use it for is they burn it and they actually use it to purify their house. So that's the main reason why they call it Holywood. Other reasons of what it's good for, after I had done my research on it, and I have a bit of a proof, and I'm going to show you because I have some props here. It's very good to get in Peru and Ecuador. They actually burn it to get rid of sandflies and mosquitoes. And for the medicinal uses of it, as I said, it's very good for smudging. It's excellent for headaches, for anxiety, for stress, and it's supposed to calm the immune system and the nervous system. The tree, the one that I have, that I get, is from Ecuador. And it's 100% sustainability, has 100% of sustainability and it's also very pure. And the company that I'm getting it from is Sacred Wood Essence. And what they do is they're working with families in Ecuador, and they have been planting over 30,000 trees back. So even though they are basically waiting for the trees to die to cut it all up, they are planting more trees. The trees also are used for lumber, and that's when they use the tree live. So they actually use the tree for lumber and to build houses. I'd rather wait till it's dead and use it for this, but oh well. One of the main things that I like about it is that it's excellent for headaches and those who have migraines. The same with the essential oils. It does seem to get rid of headaches. And I put some props up so I can show you what you can actually do. This is what you get. These are the sticks. I actually sell them. They're in my store. I sell you 8. 8 will probably last you about 5 to 6 months, because you can constantly reuse it. And when you burn it, you're burning the tip. And then I don't want to burn it here because I'm right in front of my computer and I really don't want to create smoke right here. But when you burn it till it starts to singe. Then you blow it so that it has, so it basically has smoke coming out of it, and then you wave it around for a smudge. You can go from room to room. You can chant whatever you want. You can close your eyes. You can burn it and actually let it burn and inhale it and use it as incense. So it's got, hi Marge, it's got really great uses. What I do is I also burn, and the smell, oh my goodness, it smells so good. To me it smells very similar to lemon and pine, like a combination of lemon and pine. And what you do is you take one of these. Everybody knows what this is, right? You know it's a potato peeler. And you scrape till you get pieces out of it. And I made some pieces so you can see. And you take, yeah, you could see I try to put it so you could see there you go. So you could see the pieces. So you scrape, and then you put it in hot water. And I'm going to show it to you this way. You all see it in the hot water, right? You let it sit in the hot water for about maybe 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and until you can smell it. Oh, I definitely can smell it. And then you want to strain it because it's wood, so you don't want it to go down your stomach. So you strain it, and then I'm going to be very careful how I drink it because I don't want it going down my stomach. And it tastes delicious. It tastes as good as it smells. And you sip it slow, and it will get rid of your headache. Of course, you don't use it when you're full-blown in a headache. You use it when you get when you feel it coming on. And you sip it slow. I'm tongue-tied. You sip it slow. And, hi, Sean. And it's wonderful. I've used it. My husband gets migraines. And I make the tea for him. And right before he feels it really bad coming on, or he'll get a pressure headache. You know, if he's working too hard and he's doing too many things, then he winds up with this pressure headache. So I make it for them. Yes, Brenda told me I cover the top of my mug and breathe it before drinking. Exactly. You can actually use it as a steam and make the water very hot so that the steam comes out, and inhale it. And it's wonderful. And then you drink it very slow. You only need a teaspoon worth of it. In fact, if you can't get it as a teaspoon, then I would say you use about maybe 5 or 6 shavings and put it in. That's all you need, because it's very strong. So, and you can continue to use it. You can continue to use it until it's no more. And what I do sometimes is, if I want an extra boost, I put it right into the tea, let it sit in there. That gives it some extra. And then when I'm done, I actually wipe it off and I let it dry. And you can use it constantly until it looks really ratty. Then you don't use it anymore. One stick, if you used it every single day, if you had a cup every single day, you probably could get about 2 to 3 weeks out of one stick. So that's why I say I sell you 8 of them. And 8 of them will last a while. So, and as I said, even if you smudge it, use it for smudging, you're only going to burn it to about here. It burns very, very slow. So what's left you can use also. It just smells so fantastic. Wet. I could sit here and smell this all day. It's, as I said, it's great. Just like a cinnamon stick. Yeah, you can put it in just like a cinnamon stick. The only problem is you can't eat it because it's wood. And I would make sure that you take the slithers out, because you don't want the wood to go down your stomach. You definitely don't need a problem. And you got to be careful how you shave it, because you can wind up with a splinter. So I find the best way of shaving it is a potato peeler. That's the best way to do the shavings. Because if you're klutzy like me and you do it with a knife, you're going to wind up cutting yourself. This way, you won't cut yourself when you go to shave it. So it makes life much easier. As I said, this is from Ecuador. These are not endangered. These are 100% sustainable. Eric has promised me that they're sustainable. And you know I won't sell anything that's not sustainable and 100% pure. So I use them myself. My husband uses it. I have clients that buy it from me, and they absolutely love it. So, as I said, I'm selling it. So you can get it in my store. And before I forget, before I tell you about any questions, I've been miserable for the past 3 days. I was supposed to get the books on Friday, so says FedEx. So, Friday, not that I'm going anywhere, so Friday I sat, waited a whole day, and nothing happened. They never came. So then I looked on the internet and they said Saturday. Well, Saturday came, nothing happened. So I called them. And they tell me, well, it's somewhere in the warehouse, but they're so backed up that they don't know where it is. So I said, well, do you think maybe I can come get it? I'm only 10 minutes away from you. No, you can't come down and get it. We have to deliver it. Well, that's a problem because you're not delivering it to me. I bought 50 burners in the United States because the ones that I wanted that came from India, they're not selling because they're on lockdown, the entire country. They have no idea where those are. They can't even find them. So now I have to, the company is tomorrow sending me a new shipment. I really don't want to have to call Lulu and tell them that my books aren't here. I'm going to give it to Tuesday. I'm going to call the FedEx again tomorrow and find out where my books are. And if I get nowhere, then I'm going to have to call the company, because these are 4 boxes of books. I ordered 150 books, and they're somewhere sitting. They know they have it, because they said when the truck comes in, they scan it and take a picture. So they have a picture of all 4 boxes. The only problem is getting them to me. So I don't have a problem with UPS. UPS is showing up. But FedEx, this particular substation is a horror. So I apologize for not getting them to you. I'm real upset over this. And I just hope you understand that as soon as I do get them, I will sign them and send them out. So, does anybody have any questions on Palo Santo? There are 10 of you in this room right now. And I can't believe not one of you have a question. Give me some question. Anything. Ask me. Ask me anything. Anybody? There is a little bit of lag. So, 11 what? Okay, there's 11 people in here. Thanks, Donna. There's 11 people in here. Do you use the Palo Santo oil too? I actually do. I have a small bottle. It's expensive, but I do have the essential oil, and I actually use it in blends. I mix it in blends that I make, and I use it a lot for anxiety. And thank you, Sean. Pray. She's praying for the safe return of my books. But I do use the essential oil, and I mix it in a blend, mostly for anxiety. I have told people that if you don't have the sticks and you do have the essential oil, because the essential is very expensive. A small little 5 ml bottle can cost you anywhere between $20 and $30, where the sticks, I'm selling them for $7.50, and you can do a lot with the sticks. So, but I tell people, if you have the essential oil and you don't have the sticks, then wave it under your nose if you have a headache or if you have anxiety, and it might actually help that way. Marge says, I've never used Palo Santo. What are some of the other benefits? Are they more for emotional support? Yes, they are. As I said, they're very good for the nervous system and for the, they're very good for, definitely very good for anxiety and depression and stress, which we all have now. So, but they are excellent. They're excellent. A lot of people will use the oil for neck massages because it takes down the tension. They're supposed to be extremely magical and very, very, very calming. So they're great for that too. And why can't I see the messages? Wait a minute, it won't scroll. I'm trying to get the stupid thing to scroll. Oh, there we go. As I said, it's excellent for headaches. How do you... All right, wait a second. Let me scroll. How do you make it? The essential oil. The essential oil, I don't make the essential oil. The essential oil actually is interesting because the essential oil is extracted, as I said, from the dead trees and the fallen branches using a vapor distillation without the dangerous use of chemicals or solvents. So they're not steamed. The wood doesn't seem to be steam distilled. to get the essential oil out of it. That's why probably it's so expensive. So, but I know if you want to get the essential oil, you can get it from Sanctus Wood Essence. So they sell the essential oil. And if you want, we're not in an essential oil group, but if you look it up, you can see it. Donna asks, what are your thoughts on the Palo Santo sticks that are dipped in the essential oil? Would you think that that's a waste? That's a total waste, because the essential oil is the oil of the sticks. So why would you dip them in essential oil? They smell, they don't look, they look like a stick. When you put this up to your nose, this thing really has a great smell. It's not like it's not like it's not like taking a piece of wood and putting it to your nose, because it has an incredible smell. And when you release it in the tea, I can smell it. I have it all the way sitting over there, and I smell it from there. So it definitely has a smell. So why would you want to take it and put it into the essential oil? Yes, I know the essential oil is highly concentrated, but if you take the stick and you put it next to the essential oil, they smell the same. They smell basically the same. So why would you want to make it even stronger? All right, let's see. Wait a second. I'm trying to find the comments. As Brenda said, when she opened the bag, it smelled heavenly. And it does. It does smell heavenly. I'm trying to find the comments. It's very hard on Google Chrome. I don't know why they Sean says, I'll make some from the wood and I can order for you and I'll let you know. Make what? Wait a minute. I lost it. All right. March, thank you. Are there any contradictions? No, not that I know of. There really isn't. It's very strong. I've used it with children who have migraines and children that have bad headaches, and even drinking the tea is fine. The essential oil is very highly concentrated, so I would just be very careful. Sean says it sounds like it has a very strong odor like cinnamon sticks. It does. It doesn't smell like cinnamon, but it has a very strong odor. When you open that bag, Sean, you'll make the essential oil out of the wood. Okay, if you make some of the essential oil out of the wood, you can let me know how it comes out. When you open up a cinnamon stick, it hits you immediately, especially when you take it out of the jar. So does this. I have a huge bag filled with them. When you open this up, and I leave it in one part of the room. When I open this bag, you can definitely smell it on the other side of the room. So it is extremely strong. So it's not, as I said, it's not like going outside, cutting off a piece of wood and smelling it. And as you scrape it, you're pulling off the oil from it, and the natural oil in the wood and the essential oil that's in the wood. And once you put it into the water, you're making it expand, and it is excellent. It just smells wonderful. So I don't have a vaporization distiller to do the wood. So, as I said, it's not done steam distilled, it's vapor distilled. So, Sean, you can talk to me afterwards and tell me how you do it. But I like it. It's wonderful. And does anybody else have, at least I got questions. I'm so excited I got questions. So, anybody else? Just so you know, also, in my store up until May 4th, I'm doing free shipping for $35 or more. So, yes, these are $7.50, but you can add it to an order. So, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can make up to get to the $35. So, I suggest if you want them, get them there. Yep. I was surprised. When I first started using it, I was surprised how little it takes to make a strong tea. If you use more than a teaspoon, it's gonna wind up being too strong. And the longer you let it sit, it gets even stronger. So that's why I say don't use more than a teaspoonful. And as I said, use this to scrape it. Use a potato peeler, because the wood has long grains in it. So if you scrape it down, you'll get a great roly peel, just like what's in here. Trying to see, there you go. See, those are roly peels. That is even a tablespoon, which is actually too much. I can make 2 out of this. So, and I only scraped it like, I went 1, 2, 3. That's all I needed. So you can really get a great scrape out of it. So you definitely can get great tea out of it. And as I said, I smell it in here. And I only have half a cup in here because I didn't want to spill it. So, oh my goodness. It as it's sitting, it's getting stronger. So, so it's really amazing stuff. And I've taken it myself, and I basically, is the wood soft? No, I can't break it. It's hard as a rock. It's not soft at all. It's very hard wood. So, to use it in a bath, I don't see a problem as long as you take the pieces out. But you need a lot of it to put it in a bath. So, I would say you would need at least half a cup to put it in a bath. But just make sure you take the wood pieces off, because they can wind up in places where you don't want them. So yes, you can. I can't see why not. So it's all made out of wood, so there's really, not a problem using it that way. It's very relaxing, and I'm assuming if you put it in in a nice steamy bath, the aroma is just going to come up, and you'll just be drifting. By the time you get out of there, you'll be out cold. So, yes, you can. You can put it in a bath. You just need a lot of shavings. Can you tell a difference using the shavings versus the whole stick? Not really. I've done it just the stick, and I've done it with the shavings. And to tell you the truth, I've gotten the same result both ways. The only reason I don't like doing it with the stick is because then the stick gets rattier faster. So I'd rather shave it and pull the oil out of it and then put it in the cup. So this way you get more out of it. So, and you definitely want to get more out of it. So, and you're not shaving a lot. Look at the thin shavings that I got. Let me see if I can get one out. This is, as I said, this is 3 shavings. And this is about 2 teaspoons. And this smells wonderful now that I got it all over my desk. So, so you can shave it. I'm in heaven too, and I'm sitting here smelling it all. The problem after doing all these presentations is being around all this resin. I am so relaxed, I don't want to do nothing. So I don't even want to make supper. That's how relaxed I get. So I can't wear a mask because then I'm not giving you the benefit here. But it is great. It is great. I do like Palo Santo. And as I said, as long as you get it from where it is not endangered, whether you get it from Ecuador or Peru, and you get the right Palo Santo, you should be fine. Palo Santo is in my book, so everything I just told you is in the book. So I did an interview with Eric, who is an expert on Palo Santo, and he gave me some great information, and it's also in the book. You're going to make up some soap and body scrub with it. The problem is, how are you going to do that using the shavings? The only way I can see doing that is using the after the liquid has infused, the pieces have infused in the water. You probably, if you're putting water in your soap or in your body scrub, use it that way, but you can't really use the pieces for that. So I hope I made everybody feel good. I hope you understand more about Palo Santo. And if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I'm going to go take my furniture out. So before it pours. So anybody? Or we're going to just sign off and say bye-bye. I'm scrolling up to see if I missed anybody. Can you grind them? Yes, you can. Because you can grind, if you're going to grind it, because they do sell, I'm trying to look for it. This is powder. I'm working on getting this too. This is shavings of it in powder form. And what you can do is, you need something heavy to grind this. But I would not use a coffee press to grind this. You need something that is very strong to be able to grind it in. But if you can grind it, if you have something that grinds down, like an electric saw or something, yes, you can. As I said, I'm working on getting the sawdust, if you want, of it. A lot of people use this for incense. It's mostly used for incense. So, because they're tiny little shavings, I would not put this in soap. I really wouldn't, because it's still wood. And if you put it in soap and you put the soap on you, and the shavings get into your skin, you can wind up with little tiny splinters. So I don't recommend it. The shavings are used mostly for binding in incense, especially to make incense cones. That's what this is used for. The other isn't. What's good for the soaps and the soft scrub is the sediment left over in frankincense. So that's what's good for soaps and body scrubs. So there, at least, if you're using it as an exfoliant, it's not breaking up into little wood pieces and going into your skin. The other problem is that this doesn't dissolve. So it stays as little tiny pieces. And God forbid you get this in your eyes. So I would not put this into a bath. I would not put this into soap, because I'd be afraid that if, God forbid, you washed your face with it and those little particles came off and you got it into your eyes, you'd be in big trouble. When you use the sediments, they're bigger pieces, and as you're scrubbing, they dissolve. So this does not dissolve. So I would definitely not use this in a soap. So there, I would not take the chance. I definitely would not take the chance, because remember, it's wood. Wood does not melt. Frankincense melts. This does not. It stays wood. And while it has great uses, that's why I said make sure you strain the cup of tea before you drink it, because you don't want those wood particles to go down into your stomach. They're not going to dissolve until your stomach acids break it up. It could get stuck somewhere, and you don't want that kind of a problem. So I suggest you not use Palo Santo in a body scrub if you grind it down. Use it for incense, because as I said, that's mostly what this is used for. It's used for incense, and it's used for binding, making those cones. You use it with different types of incense, different types of herbs mixed together, and then bound together with a combustible, what is it called? A combustible ingredient, so that it lights. But I definitely would not use this for a body scrub. I would only use it for incense. I would only grind it down for incense. So, again, if anybody has any questions, hi Liz, if anybody has any other questions, then I'm going. So you get one more choice to ask me a question. Then you're going to have to re-listen to it if you came in late, like Liz did. If you came in late, or if you couldn't come at this time, then I suggest you listen to what I wrote. So, and I will put as I said, my book has it in it, and eventually, if I get it from FedEx, I will have the book. So I wish I could go down there myself and go through every single one of their 2,000 boxes and look for my books. But they won't let me do that. So, and I'm only, the worst part of this whole thing is I'm 10 minutes away from their substation, and they will not let me go down and look for the books. They told me they're there, but they will not go down and look for the books. Oh well. So I'm at mercy. Thank you all for coming. Please stay safe. Listen to your heart. And I will speak to you again. Any more questions, I can answer them in the group. Good night.